Libby, what are you telling the folks at Pimco as far as the economic impact at this point?
Yeah, well, look, this is unprecedented, right? We're on the 25th day of the shutdown. The longest shutdown that we've seen before is only 21 days. I think we're using sort of the same calculus that the White House is using, in that we're expecting about 0.1% hit to GDP every week for every quarter for every week that the government is shut down. But you are getting into, again, sort of uncharted territory. FHA lending is scaling back. SBA lending is scaling back. So there's the direct impact from 800,000 employees not working, but there are also all these ancillary issues as well. That will likely be a drag.
What about the sign it kind of flags for the likelihood of more political gridlock in the year ahead?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily put us on good footing in terms of big bipartisan deals, does it? It's interesting because talking to Democrats on the Hill, there is still a desire, especially among House Democrats, to really show the citizens that they can govern. And they also want to show that they can work with the president on issues that are relevant to voters. So infrastructure spending, drug pricing, for instance. So, I think there is still maybe some hope that we see bipartisanship, but that window is getting increasingly smaller. And every week that the government shutdown goes on, likely that window gets a little bit.
What is your prediction about how this all gets solved?
Look, I think the most elegant solution for the president at this point is probably to declare a national emergency and then to divert already appropriated funds to building the wall. And the reason
is an elegant solution.
Well, for the president, yes, right? Because even if that's blocked in the courts, then he can claim a win with his base that he is doing everything he can to build that wall. At the same time, he can reopen the government. I don't think we're going to see a negotiated settlement with Speaker Pelosi at this point.
But he seems to be moving away from that idea.
Well, I think he's getting a lot of pushback among conservative Republicans in both the House and the Senate, but I don't see a negotiated deal with the Speaker at this point.
And in terms of polls for the sort of swing vote of the middle ground, is it changing there, or is this really just something that galvanizes both bases?
Well, look, I don't think it's good for either party, but what the polls are showing us is that this is disproportionately bad for the president. I think he realizes that. He's obviously very sensitive to the polls, but it's not good for the Democrats either. With that said, President Trump has a lot of support among his base for this border wall. So I think that we're not going to see a nice resolution for a little bit of time, and I think the national emergency is probably the likely way out.